Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lovin Riyadh show. I'm Rama.
And I'm Sarah.
And today is the 26th of November, so we're nearing the end of the year, and with it, there's a lot of exciting things that are happening. I know I say this every week, but actually there's a lot of exciting things that have happened, I feel like, in the last week and in the last month in general. Starting with the Riyadh Metro is set to launch its first phase this Wednesday, so tomorrow.
And Saudi pilot executes skillful and daring landing in London during storm.
And Saudi marks 30 years of conjoined twin separations with a historic conference.
And Cristiano Ronaldo teams up with Mr. Beast in his latest YouTube video to break the internet.
So for our first topic, the Riyadh Metro is finally set to launch its first phase this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And this is obviously a historic milestone for public transportation. We've all been waiting for the Riyadh Metro to open. I don't know about you, Sarah, but I have. We don't drive. I mean, I could, but I just don't.
She has her driver's license, but
I just don't like to, I'm a passenger princess all the way. So I just don't like to drive. So I feel like I've been waiting for the Metro because I feel like it's gonna really ease transportation around the Riyadh. The Riyadh is a big place. So it should help a lot. And we've been driving past the stations for so long that the anticipation has been building for ages. So they're gonna launch on Wednesday, November 27, but it's gonna be a partial launch. Obviously, as all things, you have to do it in phases. So it's gonna start with 3 lines that are like going to be in the first phase. And this is going to offer residents a cleaner, quicker alternative to traditional road travel. And this is actually the world's longest driverless metro system. So what I believe that means is that there's no driver, obviously. So it's just running on a systematic way, you know?
Wow.
Which is...
So automatically?
Yeah, automatically. It's obviously part of Saudi's ambitious vision to transform the capital into a global trade and business hub. And with any trade and business hub, you need efficient transportation. Already we have a very efficient, I know you know this, Sarah, but bus system. Sarah uses it a lot, right?
It is very helpful, very sustainable, but it takes a bit, you know, if you live far from like the place you want to go, it will take a bit of time, but it's very cheap, very affordable, not cheap, very affordable, and it's very, you know, like a very good transportation.
Would you call it reliable?
Yeah, it is definitely reliable.
So if the bus system is like that, I'm sure the metro is going to be even, you know, cooler or more reliable. Anyways.
Can I break it down?
Yeah.
But if you, for example, if you live 30 minutes away from the place you work in, or like, I don't know. Anyways, if you take like another, let's not, you know, mention any apps, you get what I mean. But it would take you about 2,000 riyals a month. Meanwhile, if you take the bus for exact same time and you just, you know, like buy the card, you would only pay 150 riyals.
It really makes a huge difference. Like, public transportation is, I think, so important. So it's so nice to see that we're going to have a metro system. And not only is it going to be efficient, but it's also including cutting-edge sustainability features. So it has solar panels that provide 20% of the energy for key systems of the trains, and the trains themselves are energy efficient. And they have regenerative braking. Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, I think it just means that it's the a sustainable way of the train stopping. So braking. You know what I mean? So this is supposed to revolutionize urban mobility, but also caring for the environment, which, as we know, is super important, and Saudi is already placing massive importance on it. The initial routes that are starting are going to cover the major city corridors. And there's King Khalid International Airport Road and 2 others. which, are the major, I think, routes that people take in Riyadh. So these lines are set, the rest of the lines are set to begin operation in mid-December, which will complete the metro system.
That's so soon. It's very
yeah, and
close.
I think it's going to have 6 full lines in the end. So I'm sure they're going to probably add more, but I think in all major cities there's only about like 6 or 7 lines. Like in the London Underground, I think there's about 6 as well.
Yeah, I've never like took a metro in my life.
Really, they're so fun. I love them.
Yeah, well,
and it really eases transportation. Like I remember when I was taking the Underground like every day in London. I wouldn't have to think, oh, how am I going to get to this place or this place? You just go on an app and you're like, okay, I want to get from here to here. And it tells you, okay, you take this line, you get off at this stop, and then you take the other line.
So it's very efficient.
Yeah. But the difference there is that there's a station on like almost every street.
Yeah.
Here, I think it's going to be more like you have to kind of get to the station in order to move around, but I think it's still going to cut a lot of time and a lot of money, because if you're going from one end of Riyadh to the other this way, you just need to go to the nearest station to you and then let the metro do the rest.
Yeah, let the magic happen.
Exactly.
And is it like, is it annoying, or like the sound of the metro, is it annoying? Like,
no.
Like, do you hear anything while inside?
I mean, you hear, obviously it's a train, so you hear trains, but I mean, you would listen to music, you
but
just
like,
go about your life.
Can you describe how it sounds like?
I have no idea how to tell you how it sounds.
You never, okay.
I've never thought about it, honestly.
We'll update you guys. I'll make sure to ride that metro.
Take a recording.
Yeah, and just
sound.
What?
Exactly. But no, it's
and when it breaks, it makes a sound, right? It's
no,
like,
not really. Obviously, because it's an efficient system, so it's going to break in a way where you're not really going to feel it. You're just suddenly stopping.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. I'm excited to try it. I will be trying it. Will you?
Yes, sir.
And
actually, we're going to the Harry Potter thing in Boulevard World. So it's like on the 28th. So maybe we can use it then.
We can, I think so.
That's
a
good idea. Okay, so Saudi pilot executes skillful and daring landing in London during a storm. So I'm pretty sure everyone saw this clip because the landing was exquisite. So a Saudi citizen, Mohammed al-Shaiban, captured widespread attention with his exceptional skills during a challenging, hard landing in London amidst the furious storm burst. So the video is very interesting because, like, of course you've been on a plane, but if you haven't been on a plane, there's something called like these air bumps. I don't know what they are. Turbulence, exactly. That. Thank God for Rama. Anyways, but when you feel it, it's very scary, you know? So when you know that someone skillful is behind the wheel of that plane, I don't know if it's a wheel or what is it, but you know?
Yeah.
It's very nice to know. So, known as one of aviation's most difficult maneuvers, this type of landing tests a pilot's precision and decision-making under extreme conditions. Despite the turbulent weather, Mohammed successfully landed in the Saudi Dreamline plane, ensuring the safety of all passengers aboard, a feat celebrated across social media. So I've seen the clip and there were like 2 people talking. I don't know what
news outlet.
There's like people who were watching the planes
land.
Oh yeah. I don't know what they're called, or like what you call that type of job?
I do know what they're called. The ones that sit in the tower, right?
I guess. But they were capturing what's happening, and lots of planes couldn't land, and Mohammed al-Shaiban managed to. You know, he was like, we're gonna insert the video, but the landing was actually from someone who doesn't understand anything about planes except that they fly in the air and they have tiny bathrooms. Other than that, I don't know.
But you can see in the video as well, like the clouds and then how the plane was like shaking while it was landing.
And
this is so hard.
Made it so smoothly, you know, like just woo.
It was so smooth.
And that, you know, got people to be like everyone was like, whoa, Muhammad, you know?
Yeah.
And the skillful landing further cemented Muhammad's reputation among passengers and aviation enthusiasts alike. So aviation, I just learned the word. Rama told me about it, actually. It's everything related to planes, I guess, or like air
it's the field,
craft.
basically,
Yeah. So, lots of people. And me too, honestly.
Honestly, it really shows the skills of Saudi pilots as well.
A lot of people
I
were
think
saying
we're
that in
really
the
skilled in
comments.
aviation in Saudi.
Lots of people saying that in the comments as
Exactly. Not everybody can do this.
well. No.
So it goes to, I feel like if I was on that plane, I would have been I would have praised him until
I would
next
have
year.
literally just
Exactly, because already when you're on a plane, you feel a little bit uneasy. Like obviously because it's an unnatural thing. I'm flying in the sky,
exactly.
you know. And with turbulence, although I learned something about turbulence, apparently, you're never really at risk because the plane. I don't know if you've seen this, but apparently the plane is it's in jello, like jelly.
Okay.
So when it's inside, it can't really go down or up or anything. It's kind of set in its place.
Okay.
You know, so it makes you feel a little bit better about turbulence.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, I'm fine. It's just shaking a little bit.
Yeah, we should thank Rama for airplane science.
Facts, but but it still makes it a lot more. You're more at peace when you know that the pilot is,
Is skillful.
skillful. Especially, I think you can tell a lot from the announcement when you hear his voice at the beginning.
No, I didn't really. I just was.
I always pay attention.
flabbergasted.
I'm like, okay, so this is my captain. Okay, cool.
Oh,
You know, when they make the announcement
I
at the
got
beginning?
it now.
Yeah. So Saudi has marked 30 years of conjoined twin separations with a historic conference that took place in Riyadh recently. And it was a momentous celebration of compassion and innovation where Saudi hosted a commemorative event honoring conjoined twins who underwent life-changing separation surgeries in the country. And this marks 30 years of the Saudi Conjoined Twins program. And this conference brought together twins who underwent this kind of surgery from 26 countries. So this also coincided with the International Day of Conjoined Twins, which was on November 24. So have you ever seen a conjoined twin?
I only see them online. I've never-
Yeah, I feel like it's super. Imagine being attached to someone else
Yeah.
and not being able to
Move freely.
move freely.
Or I guess they would figure it out, but it's much more.
I've seen stories of conjoined twins who they're just living a normal life. You obviously you have to deal with it and figure out how to live your life. But I just think it's very difficult because you don't have privacy.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, and your individuality is it's hard to maintain because you're always with this person.
Yeah.
But it's also a nice thing because there's always someone to talk to. There's there's the positives, I guess. But obviously, anyone would prefer to have their own
Body.
Their own body. And a lot of these surgeries are difficult because obviously a conjoined twin can be conjoined from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it could be an arm, it could be a head. This was one of the stories that was told at the conference that there were two babies that were conjoined in the skull.
Yeah.
And somehow they managed to separate them with no difficulties and no harm to the twins.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. How do you do that?
I don't know.
You know?
You should ask. I think his name is Muhammad Rabi'a, the one who started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently the program has performed 61 successful separations. And the program obviously is driven by world-class expertise, and they're rooted in Islamic principles and compassion, which is very important because you can't just separate and be go on your way. You know, there's a lot of compassion that goes into it.
Yeah.
And they've cared for 143 cases from around the globe. So it's a massive achievement, and it's something that's amazing because the thing is, this is not the first time I've heard about Saudi and their success.
Medical achievements.
Their success, not just in medical achievement, but specifically in this field.
Yeah.
In conjoined twins, which is so complex. It's so complex.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think, like, obviously there's very hard surgeries, but separating two people is extremely difficult.
You need to be very skilled and very precise.
Mm-hmm. And the achievements have actually positioned Saudi as the only nation with a specialized program of this scale. So I think other countries have programs like this, but they're not as big, maybe not as successful.
Yeah.
So massive achievement, and it's so nice to see.
They actually also celebrated a graduation of two Filipino twins who've been separated in the kingdom, and they've lived here, and they went into Saudi colleges, and they, graduated, and they celebrated that in the, I think it's a conference?
Yeah, in the conference.
In the conference.
Yeah, there was also a clip of them all taking a group photo together.
Which was cute.
All the twins. I love conferences with twins anyways. I think twins are cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And one of the twins were actually Pakistani. Two Pakistani girls. They were so pretty.
They're so pretty.
Like, they're so gorgeous.
Beautiful girls. So it's great that they were able to be separated, and I don't know. It's just very wholesome, very nice to see.
I do agree with that. Other than that, I want to pinpoint something that I just thought about, which is, do you know when you see blood, you kind of panic? I don't know with this. Okay, but you kind of panic. Imagine being a surgeon and you're separating two people. Like, the calmness that they have, I want that.
Surgeons are amazing.
That. Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can be a surgeon.
Exactly. It's a tough job.
It's a tough job, and I think, I don't know, I just commemorate anyone who is a surgeon, to be honest.
Commemorate, what does that mean?
It means I give them my praise and
If
gratitude.
anyone feels like they need to read a book after talking to this woman, write it down in the comments, because I feel like I'm the only one who's like, I don't know, she's got very big vocab.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a compliment.
Yeah,
it is.
Thanks then. But yeah, interesting. شيلها هذه.
So, another day, another Cristiano Ronaldo achievement. So Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo teamed up with Mr. Beast in his latest YouTube video to break the internet. Actually, why is that written there? I don't know if he broke the internet with it. He broke the internet with his YouTube channel, that's for sure.
He really did. Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Beast, like anyone who's like an addict to YouTube, or even just, I don't know anything about Mr. Beast. I know that he does like random videos.
He's also the highest. I think he has the highest number of subscribers.
Is he more than PewDiePie? I don't think so, because PewDiePie has been sitting on that.
It used to be PewDiePie, but I think it's Mr. Beast now.
I'll check.
We'll check. Yeah.
Or
let us know.
Exactly. Tomato no. Anyways, so Cristiano Ronaldo on his YouTube channel made a video called "I Met Mr. Beast to Break the Internet." Why? Because what would a football megastar do with a YouTube megastar, So the highlight of the 14 minutes video that Cristiano uploaded, by the way, cheers to the editor of the video, because I loved all his things that he added, like I'm gonna insert a thing, but I love the sunglasses rolling and then
the little effects.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it. Shout out editor of Cristiano's video. Anyway, so he told him I'm gonna invite you to any football match in the Riyadh season, since Riyadh season is the most iconic and the most trending right now, which is true.
It is true.
And Mr. Beast replied jokingly haha, tell me who are you playing against? And he was like, Al Hilal. And then he was, oh my God, I'm telling you the video. You can watch it. But it was pretty nice, pretty cute. It was filled with bits and pieces of showing off, both of them, there's this one clip in the video. We're not gonna insert that one. Sorry, you can watch it. But he was like, Mr. Beast was like telling all his weird achievements. Like he was saying, I went to I don't know what, and then I didn't do, And Cristiano Ronaldo was like, oh, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Yeah.
I feel like he's so calm.
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
Cristiano is always calm.
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast is always like pumped and ready to do stuff. So it was a very nice combo. By the way, let me check how many views did it get, so we can tell if it broke the internet or not.
He also mentioned at one point, Mr. Beast, he was like, it took me 12 years to get to the amount of subscribers that Cristiano got in his like first week, I think, or something like that. Like he hit the millions.
Yeah.
Just by opening his account. And Mr. Beast was like, it took me 12 years.
He literally took the golden button in a day. Like in 24 hours. It's
crazy.
It literally broke the internet when he made his YouTube channel. Okay, guys. This was the episode for today. Hope you enjoyed us blabbing about 4 really nice topics. Tell us what was your favorite. And if you have any opinions, you can write it down below. But please be more interactive because we'd love to hear from you. Which topics do you want us to talk about? Anyways, catch us on YouTube for the visuals and check out our podcast on Spotify and Rami, Podio, you name it. All the, podcasting
platforms.
Yeah. Okay, see you next week. Goodbye.